You're listening to Behind the Mic with AudioFile magazine. I'm Jo Reed. I have publisher Michele Cobb with me. Hello, Michele.
Hi.
Well, Michele, if we know one thing about you, it's that you have a theme. So hit me with it.
Debut novels.
Oh, I like that. Good
Yeah.
theme.
Easy.
Yeah, no, and a good one too. I really like that. I'm always interested in knowing, the first time work of a novelist. I think it's really telling and often so interesting.
Well, I think we have some good ones.
Okay, where are we beginning?
Tilt, a
Oh,
novel by Emma Pattee, read by Ariel Blake.
okay, so this has gotten a certain amount of press.
It has. It's
Yeah.
all about the 24 hours that surround what happens when Annie, who is 9 months pregnant, goes to buy a crib at IKEA. Unfortunately, a huge earthquake hits the Northwest and it devastates Portland, where she is, and it just throws the day and potentially the whole future into chaos. It turns out people should have been ready for the big one, but they were not.
Yes, we've been reading about the big one for years.
Well, Annie and her 37-week-old Bean, as she calls her unborn baby, they do survive the quake, but her phone is gone, her purse is gone, and even if she had her phone, it doesn't really matter since,
Yeah, I would
yeah,
think.
phones aren't working. Her husband, Dom, is across the city at the cafe where he works, and so she starts to walk there, hoping that maybe he got the text that she sent from a stranger's phone. Along the way, she interacts with a few characters, but largely spends the time examining her life, her relationships, and her choices. And this introspection is really the center of the piece, and it's told to the listener via her internal conversations with Bean. And I found it quite riveting.
So we're getting less of what she's encountering along the road and much more of her looking back on her life.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Yeah, but the emphasis is really on her, as one does, as one has a near-death experience. Like, what am I doing? How did I get here? So tell me about Ariel Blake. I know her from the bookshop Sisterhood, and I really liked her a lot narrating that book, but it's quite different than Tilt.
She actually reminded me in tone and pace of Julia Whalen.
Ah, high praise indeed.
She brought out the exhaustion, the second guessing, and the regrets from Annie's life, all without losing that sense of suspense because it is a life and death situation. It's about a 7-hour book, but as I often do when I get excited by something, I listen to it in about 24 hours. And this was an author and a narrator combination that I'm really hoping returns together again. But I also want to hear them both individually because they were both new to me.
Now, tell me this. Did it come together at the end? And I'm not asking you for spoilers or how it ended, but did it satisfy you? Because I think endings are hard, and I think often with debut novels, that's the hardest thing to land is the ending.
I would say I was satisfied enough.
Okay, that's believe me, in this world, that's great. I would take that.
There you go.
Yeah. So why don't we hear a little? Do you need to set this up for us?
This is when Annie and Dom take an earthquake class with a geologist because Dom was studying for a role. And little did they know the information would be useful.
So this is Tilt, a novel by Emma Pattee, and it's read by Ariel Blake.
So there we were, sitting in the dark gym of the school near our house, as the geologist lays it out for us. How our entire lives are built on top of the Cascadia subduction zone, which eventually will pop off, causing the largest earthquake ever recorded in North America. Bridges sunk into the river, roads turned into scrambled eggs, entire apartment buildings grabbed by the earth to be digested down under. Power lines split like pieces of dental floss. Freeway overpasses cracked, skyscrapers with their knees kicked out from under them, tsunami waves 100 feet high, wiping out the entire Oregon coastline. And don't even get me started on the brick schools, the geologist says.
God, it reminds me of that New Yorker article a few years back, all about the big one and what is going to happen when
Yeah,
it hits. Ariel is a good storyteller, I think.
she is.
I like her pacing, and I like the quality of her voice.
Well, as I said, I'm looking forward to the next one from her.
Okay. That is Tilt by Emma Pattee and read by Ariel Blake. Okay, so you're off to a very good start.
I am.
Yes, you are. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Thanks, Michele.
Thank you.
Behind the Mic is brought to you by Harper Muse, publisher of A Bookseller in Madrid, an exciting and rigorously documented novel by one of the most translated and read Spanish authors in the world, Mario Escobar, available everywhere you get your audiobooks. Don't forget to stop by audiofilemagazine.com, where you can find hundreds of reviews, as well as interviews and articles about authors and narrators, and videos of some of your favorite narrators discussing the books they perform. That's at audiofilemagazine.com. I'm Jo Reed. Talk to you tomorrow.